Rahab, you have adapted well to your environment, for one so maladjusted.
Do not mock me, Raziel. You of all of us should respect the power bestowed by a limitation overcome.
With the Sarafan tomb's secrets revealed and its guard defeated, the Elder God, when sought out, tells us of our next target.
North of the Sarafan tomb, your brother Rahab has secluded himself and his progeny in the ruins of a half-drowned abbey.
Realizing we had not fully plumbed the Sarafan tomb's depths, we return, and with our telekinetic blast, take aim at the target on the wall. Inside the hidden pocket of the crypt leads to a tunnel guarded by a lone Doomahim. Our only path forward through the acidic waters below. Post-plumbing the remnants of the crypt, we emerge into the material realm. Following a cavern to the left, we find ourselves at a large underground lake, complete with anglerfish-shaped boat that, upon us landing aboard, we find its captain has long abandoned ship. Stuck atop the bow, we turn to see a menacing creature from the deep carved in the wall, a promise of things to come, and enter the spectral realm to see the landmass become more forgiving for our scramble ever higher. In the physical plane, we then discover Rahab's personal warp gate. Exiting via the door opposite, we follow the serpentine hall to its end, finding an all-seeing eye blocking our path, and instinctually know our telekinetic capabilities to be the key to our freedom. As the large stone door groans open, we discover
Once a sanctuary against the vampire menace, this abbey has been drowned by the deluge spilling from this wounded land. Your brother Rahab and his brood, devastated even by the feeble rays of Nosgoth's sun, overcame their vulnerability to water and retreated from the surface. Now they haunt these ruins and glide in the darkness of its stagnant depths.
Looking around our brother's drowned abbey, we see he has wasted no time making his presence known as his sigil proudly brands the flooded buildings. Also of note is the building ahead, with pictures of the Rahabim, and still featuring stained glass, no doubt from its previous occupants. Gliding down to our right, we begin the precarious plunge above the watery depths to skirt said buildings, like a drowning rat looking for higher ground. Ahead, we see peeking out above the remnants of a church bell. Following the pillars, we then leap on the last platform to be sprayed by a fledgling Rahabim. Only just defending ourselves with a telekinetic blast in return. Leaping onto the lip of the platform, the restless reptile lies in ambush. As we enter the next room, again the Rahabim begin their assault, and miraculously, our own blast cancels out their foul, watery bubbles. Without our coveted Reaver, we then extract piping from the wall for our protection, heading through steel grating, and later discover a large and cavernous cathedral's remains. Between us and our goal, an entire lake stretches out over treacherous waters and scant stone to land on. Again, we're forced to leap across the broken remains of the perilous columns. At our final jump, we spy a loitering Rahabim fledgling and fling our pipe with uncanny accuracy. However, we miscalculate our last vault across the pillars. Finding ourselves cast down on the cathedral's tiled floor and fighting the ever-pervasive slewer before emerging whence we came. We re-enter the material plane and watch as the columns realign in a more favourable fashion. Attempting the same gauntlet once more, we find our previously felled foe sprawled and attempt to reclaim our weapon, cursing our premature plucking of said pipe as the Rahabim springs to life, wound now undone. Entering a submerged section of the cathedral ahead, we bypass the lingering spirits searching for a way to climb the wall, finding in the southwestern corner a plane-shifting point. And see the wall at our back is scalable. We then take inventory of the room, seeing our only way forward is via the scant wood of the rafters. Looking down, we then spy a sinister Rahabim swimming in wait below. Just making the final jump into the archway, we're ambushed by amphibious adversaries. With no Reaver and serpents closing in on us, we smash out the window at the end of the hall in desperation, forced to throw the foes into the water below. We then begin skirting water spouts from the outside towards the center tower, seen previously with the ornate stained glass. Crossing the chasm to said building, we find to our right the bell tower from before. Ringing its great chain brings said bell to life. Descending the winding stairs, we're forced to become submerged in the water, and our flesh peels off us, leaving us standing in a spectral realm where two great doors are now opened. Heading inside the darkened temple, we perch upon a lower column with the symbol of the sun painted on it, remembering the Elder God's words about the Rahabim's specific aversion to the sunlight, and see ornate carvings, as well as tasteful tiling, runes and pictures of the Rahabim, with his sigil marked on the wall. Whatever this place is, we decide while ascending the pillars, it is clearly a mark of pride for the clan. At the highest pillar, we locate a realm-shifting portal and phase to the material realm, sensing we are not alone, and church is now in session.
Raziel.
Rahab, you have adapted well to your environment, for one so maladjusted.
Do not mock me, Raziel. You of all of us should respect the power bestowed by a limitation overcome. Kain said you would come.
You speak with the murderer?
You would do well to mind your blasphemous tongue.
What more did he tell you?
That you would destroy me.
I will indeed. But tell me, before I tear your soul from its moorings, do you know what we were before Cain spawned us?
Human.
Seraphan, Rahab, the antithesis of all we ever believed.
Does it matter? We were lost. He saved us.
Saved us? From what?
From ourselves.
Curiously, our former brother treads water, almost daring us to make the first move. Swinging the Reaver impotently, we're met with a water blast that dissipates our weapon immediately. Remembering his kin, we then attempt a telekinetic blast, only to be met with mocking laughter. The serpent then ducks down out of sight and springs forth to swipe at us. Completely out of our depth, we think of the mark on the pillars of the sun and smash out the stained glass above to reveal the searing light. Rahab then whips his tail at us once more, and we leap to the pillar adjacent, hoping to be shielded from his physical assault. With the final piece of glass broken, the entire room illuminates, and Rahab screams in a death throe.
Infused with Rahab's soul, you have overcome your former vulnerability to water's touch. Immersion in water will no longer dissolve your physical body, enabling you to swim to areas heretofore beyond your reach.
Now, with the ability to swim, we jump into the once hazardous waters below and glide gracefully out of the sea creature's tomb. Climbing the stairs of the bell tower, the Elder God then guides.
Beyond the maelstrom of the abyss, a subterranean tunnel leads northward to the clan territory of your brother Dumas. Endowed with Rahab's soul, you may swim to gain entry where your progress was previously impeded.
However, this is not the end of our journey. As we retrace our steps through the drowned abbey, we can find the coveted fire forge upgrading Raziel's Reaver.
This elemental forge is tuned to the Soul Reaver's energy. Once baptized in this primordial flame, the The blade may be imbued with fire at any future time.
Unfortunately, as we exit, we discover fields of pupating egg sacs of the Rahabim. Our ability to swim is excellent. Our ability to protect ourselves underwater, lacking. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the Soul Reaver videos, and if you want to support the channel in a more personal way, consider becoming a Patreon supporter. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, Traveler.